Hi everyone, thank you for joining. Infinite Lithium's relatively early stage company in the lithium space. We are located in Canada, in the province of Ontario, obviously focused on lithium exploration and lithium project development. You've probably already heard a fair bit on the macro, but I did put this slide in our presentation just to give you an idea of what has been announced by the major automotive companies. And so you have, and these are just a few, but you have, Volkswagen committing to spend up to $40 billion by 2022 in electric vehicles. You have Toyota indicating that all of their models will move to electric or hybrid by 2025. BMW launching 50 new electric models again by 2025. So it's just to say that all of the major auto manufacturers, a lot of us like to think of Tesla as the main driver in the electric vehicles, but it's certainly expanded outside of Tesla. And now we have all the major auto manufacturers in the world that have electric vehicle programs. This is a slide that was put together by a group called Roskill. Roskill is a European, they basically study the battery materials space. And so they broke out lithium demand by product from 2016 through to 2031. And this slide actually shows a CARG for lithium hydroxide moving from 2016 to 2031, a CARG of approximately 40%. So it's quite significant growth within the hydroxide space, and certainly we're also anticipating growth in carbonate as well. And the reason you're seeing so much growth in hydroxide is really to do with the new chemistries that are coming out for batteries. And as you increase the nickel in the cathodes, you have to move towards hydroxide over carbonate, and that's why companies like Nemaska and others have all launched lithium hydroxide production. I'll give you a quick glance at the price. This chart is put together by Benchmark Intelligence, another group out of the UK, and they study the battery materials space. And this is their pricing charts. I think these are as of March 2018. March or April 2018. They're showing hydroxide at $16.5 US a ton and carbonate at 14,500 a ton. So obviously the whole supply-demand scenario the supply remains very tight, and that's really reflected in what we're seeing in the price of the commodity. So we'll just move on to the Jackpot Lithium project. It is located in Ontario. The reason I got involved in Jackpot, and I'll give you a bit of background on who I am. I worked with Guy Bourassa at Nemaska Lithium since we started the company in 2009. I continue to work with Guy on Nemaska. My colleague who's also here, Victor, he works with me on Nemaska as well. We are obviously very bullish on the lithium space, and we were looking around for other opportunities to start earlier stage projects and really build a resource in an earlier stage project. And we had identified the Jackpot project. We approached management of Infinite Lithium and asked if we could actually take that project out of it because they have five lithium projects currently. And so we looked at maybe extracting that from the company and putting it into a shell. But Mike sort of convinced us that maybe we should just it should stay where it is, and we should work with Infinite. And so that's what we decided to do. And so we went out, myself and Victor, and raised about $4.5 million for the company. And that's really been focused on drilling this one asset, which is the Jackpot asset, which is located in Ontario. So this is where the project's located. It is about 115 kilometers north of Thunder Bay. So it's completely road accessible year-round. And we're only about 5 kilometers from a power source. So, and obviously Thunder Bay, populated center, so you've got a population to draw on a workforce from. So those are very important when you consider developing a new mine. There is a historic resource on this property, and that was one of the reasons why we liked it. It's 2 million tons at around 1.09%. So that's where the drilling has really been focused on around that historic resource, looking to move it into NI 43-101 compliance, but certainly building on it, and so increasing the tonnage and increasing the grade. And one of the things that we found when we were drilling was we are actually intersecting better grade than the historical resource. So we're quite pleased with the grade of the material that we've been pulling. This is a core sample. This was one of the deeper drill holes that we've done. I think this particular core ran at 5%. So that was very high grade. Obviously the whole deposit is not at 5%, but it's nice to see that you've got that type of mineralization on the property. We are in the middle of a drill program. We've got a 3,900 meter drill program, 24 holes. We've reported 15, and these are some of the results that you see. All of the drilling has been from surface down to about 150 meters. We did drill one deep hole, which went down to 230 meters, and we're in mineralization throughout the drilling. So we're also doing step outs as well as infill in that historical area. And again, the goal there is to build up tonnage. So in the drilling, we've basically identified 4 different stacked pegmatites. So they start at surface, and then with the bottom one being, I think it's about 150 to 200 meters in depth. So we're just continuing to drill with the goal of intersecting these different pegmatites. As I said, the program is currently 3,900 meters. We will be doing another 2,000 meters, I think, throughout the summer. We are also, now that the snow has melted and we can get boots on the ground, we're actually going up to the northeast and to the southwest. We've identified a number of pegmatites, and one thing that we know about these pegmatites, these hard rock pegmatites, is they tend to come in swarms. So if you have one, there's typically many on the property. So we've got some guys on the ground right now. They're going out, they're doing prospecting and mapping, and we're doing some stripping, and we're uncovering other mineralized pegmatites. So the goal will be to go in, do some channel sampling, and then based on the results that we get out of that, continue drilling in these other areas that are well outside the historical resource. So, so that'll be happening throughout the summer. Our goal is to get a 43-101 resource calculation. We'd like to come out at more like 10 million tons as opposed to 2 million. We think that 2 million's a bit small to come out with a resource on. So we're going to just keep drilling until we get to that 5 to 10 million mark. Hopefully we'll see better grade, and our drilling to date has indicated that the grade is improving. We're also going to be doing metallurgy. So one of the important things when you're in a lithium project is to make sure that your ore is amenable to a high quality concentrate. So a good concentrate is over 6%. An okay concentrate is between 5 and 6%. And so, you know, our goal will be to get to a 6+% concentrate, and we'll be working with some of the labs that have worked with us on Nemaska in the past. So we'll get to the concentrate, and then we're going to be producing, we'll go all the way to battery grade hydroxide and carbonate, again at the lab level, but you want to confirm that the ore that you're drilling will actually get to a good concentrate first, and then second, be amenable to a battery grade carbonate and hydroxide. So those are some key milestones that will be happening this summer, along with the drilling and then the 43-101. And then after that, we'll be launching our economic studies. So that'll be PEA followed by feasibility study. That takes you through the news flow. Management, it was existing management that was there. Scott Jobin Bevins, he's actually, he's spearheading our exploration program. Scott's a PhD, former president of the PDAC, Prospectors Developers Association of Canada. So extremely knowledgeable guy and very knowledgeable in pegmatites. Victor Cantori, who works with me at Nemaska, is also on the advisory board. And there's our share structure, 58 million outstanding. And then the balance is options and warrants. Thank you.